Hey guys, Elderfall 101 here, back here with some Fallout 3. Today we have a challenge. We're going to try to beat Fallout 3 with only our fist. The rules of this challenge is pretty simple. All we have to do is only use our fist, nothing else. So now we got to pick the gender of our character, also give them a name, and give them a little bit of a look. I decided that the name Hand Solo, kind of like to knock off the name Han Solo, and I feel like this is an appropriate name for a challenge where it's only using our fist. Now it's time for character customization. I don't really care too much about this, so we're gonna fly through it. Kinda unfortunate, I didn't get to know my mom very well. She's kind of dead as a doorknob now, but that's okay. Now it's time for the most important part of the run, setting our special skills. The key here is a really high strength skill. And just like that, it's our 10th birthday. A bunch of our friends are here, some of them not really our friends. Right after acquiring my Pip-Boy, I watched my Mr. Handy robot destroy my cake. At least robots aren't going to take our jobs. And just like that, our 10th birthday party is over. We're going to run through this hallway and dodge this woman because I don't really want a poem for my 10th birthday. So now we're going to go talk to Jonas, and he's going to give us a BB gun. Well, technically our dad's going to give us a BB gun, but we got to go talk to him first. You may be asking, if this is a fist-only run, how are we going to kill the rad roach behind the wall? Well, if you go into VATS, you can teleport on the other side of the wall and kill the rad roach. So that is what we did. And to get back on the other side of the invisible wall, we can use VATS on our dad and it'll teleport us over there. So we can take the photo and progress with the challenge. Now it's time for the GOAT exam, but I'm actually not going to take it. I'm just going to skip by it. And the key here is I put all my points into unarmed, and then I think I put it in science and lockpicking, just so I can unlock and be able to do terminals if it arises. I thought I heard the voice of an angel, but turns out it was just Armada telling me that my father left the vault and I need to go chase after him.
Come on.
To keep the authentic experience of the fist-only run, I'm not going to edit out every single segment like this, but here's a version of just what I was doing sped up, because I know we all have done this mission before, and we don't really need to do it again. Now that we got the vault door open, we have to wait for it to open, and then we're just going to run straight out of here and head straight to our dad. Once we get outside, we take in that fresh wasteland air, and also get partially blinded. And now we get a level. And for this level, we're just going to put it all into unarmed. Inside this mailbox, you can find a comic book that increases your one armed by 1. It's the town right outside of Megaton. Now, we're going to beeline it straight to where our dad is, but I want to take a moment to thank my friend Defective Deacon who gave me the idea for this video. If you haven't seen his video, you should watch it. If you like this video, you should watch it. It's great. It'll be linked in the description. Now we made it to Vault 112, and we have to get inside of our pod to start the Tranquility Lane experience. Once we get to Tranquility Lane, we're just going to beeline straight for the abandoned building and start doing the puzzle. I'm actually very surprised I remembered the puzzle. If you don't ever remember the puzzle, I do have a YouTube video that describes it. So if you ever need help with that, look for that YouTube video. Now it's time for the Chinese failsafe. We have to go through this little terminal and select the failsafe, and then we're going to go outside and there's going to be a bunch of Chinese soldiers destroying the town. We finally get to meet face to face with our father. He's going to go to River City, but we're not going to go there quite yet. We're actually going to beeline straight to Little Lamplight so we can just go ahead and get the waypoint for it, because it's right next to Vault 112. Before we head to River City, we're just going to go to the Jefferson Memorial and go ahead and clear out all the super mutants so we don't have to do that later and just get it out of the way and also get the waypoint, and then we're going to head to River City. A part of me feels bad for killing these super mutants because they were once people, but at the same time they're trying to kill me. We finally made it to River City, and now it's time for us to catch up with our dad and Dr. Young, and their plan is to go to the Jefferson Memorial and clear it out, but I've already done that, so we could just go straight back into it. My dad has us doing some miscellaneous quests, like turning on switches, putting in fuses, and it's all kind of redundant because he keeps on making us go up and down stairs. When I turn this valve, incoming birds filled with Enclave show up, and they're here to take Project Purity for themselves. When we get back to the control room, we see that our father is trapped in Project Purity with some Enclave soldiers. He decides to sacrifice himself in order to save the project. Our dad isn't really winning Father of the Year. He left us, sacrificed himself, and he made us do all of his dirty work. So I don't honestly feel that bad, but I give him the benefit of the doubt. We didn't really know how he was in the vault and before the vault. We escorted the remaining scientists to the Brotherhood of Steel. At this point, we get to level 100 and unarmed, and also meet Elder Lion. Now we get to meet Paladin Gunner, and he teaches us how to wear power armor. And I stole some Enclave armor, so we're able to put on some power armor right off the get-go. We go back to Little Lamplight and meet the mayor, and he gives us access to the vault so that we can get the G.E.C.K. Once we enter the vault area, we realize that there's a bunch of super mutants. These guys are a little bit more difficult to fight with my fist, but nothing I can't manage. If you're paying attention, the way I fight is I kind of strafe side to side doing a zigzag pattern, and when I get up and close and personal with them, I start just jumping around them and punching them so that when they're shooting at me, most of the time it misses. Now if they have a melee weapon, this is a little bit harder to do. In this clip, I'm fighting a super mutant brute. These guys just have a little bit more health and tend to be a little bit tougher than the normal guys, but like I said, it's still pretty easy. VATS came in real handy during this playthrough, like at the beginning of the game when I was able to teleport, but right here where I had to take on two at the same time and I don't really want to take too much damage, the VATS kind of slow it down so they don't get as many hits on me. Now it's time for y'all to meet one of my favorite characters in Fallout 3 and also my favorite companion in Fallout 3. It's Falkus. He's going to help us get the G.E.C.K, but first I got to go and set the fire alarm on so that he can be set free. Now that Falkus is free, he can enter the radiated room and grab the G.E.C for us so we don't have to die from radiation poisoning. Just as quickly as he walked in, he's out and he hands us the G.E.C, and now we can leave and head back to the Brotherhood. Unfortunately, it's not that simple. As we enter this room, like an EMP falls on the floor and it knocks us out, and turns out it's the Enclave and they're here to capture us and get the G.E.C for themselves. On the way to the president, I run into this guard and kind of just threaten him, and I thought it was really funny to add. Also, the voice actor sounds very familiar. Now I'm face to face with the president of the Enclave, and he wants us to poison Project Purity, and he lets us scot-free and let us go free. As we make our way out, there's a bunch of Enclave soldiers trying to kill us, but also the robots are helping us out because the president is a robot. I don't really know why he's helping us out, but he is. When we get outside, we reunite with Falkus and head back to the Brotherhood. When we get back to the Brotherhood, they're discussing their plan of attack against the Enclave to get back Project Purity, and they decide to use Liberty Prime to take back the facility. Now we're in the final battle and on the home stretch to completing this challenge. The goal is to escort Liberty Prime all the way to Project Purity for him to lower the gates and the defenses so we can get in. This little segment of us following Liberty Prime is a bit long, so I decided to make it into a time lapse so it's not so long for y'all, but the whole experience probably took about like 5 or 6 minutes. I want to acknowledge the fact that I am completely useless in this final battle. Liberty Prime is practically killing everybody, and everybody else is using long-ranged weapons, and by the time I get to them, the Brotherhood people behind me already take them out, so I'm kind of just hanging out while Liberty Prime's doing this whole little march. Liberty Prime destroyed the last of their defenses, and now it's time for me to face the Enclave head-on. Once we enter the control room, I'm faced with the Colonel and 2 Enclave soldiers. I would like to say that this was a really cool epic fight, but not really. I knocked him out in 2 punches, turned to the other Enclave soldier, beat him up in like 3 punches, and then finished off the last one. Well, we did it. We beat Fallout 3 with only our fist. I didn't think it was possible, but we did it. But that's pretty much it. We finished off the Enclave soldiers, and it's time for one of us to go sacrifice himself into Project Purity. I chose to do myself because I feel like that's the most admirable way to do it. But I wanted to stop here and thank everybody for watching this video. This is probably the most work I've ever done on a YouTube video ever, and I truly just want to thank everybody. You don't have to like, comment, or subscribe or do anything, but truly from the deepest part of my heart, thank you for watching this video. And my name's been Elderfall101. Thank you all for watching, and I will see y'all tomorrow for another video. Bye.